Welcome,
Hey,
everybody, to a New Year's Eve party on UFO Man. My name is
and
Tim,
inner space. Yeah,
and
we got to
Inner
change that
Space would
video
be
to, UFO man and inner space. I'm just saying,
that'd be cool,
just
wouldn't it?
out
That'd
loud.
be cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless we just get a copy of your song and play it without getting struck like we did the first time. Um,
With what now?
that Monsters tune that you have
Yeah,
out. We
yeah. That
got
was
struck.
ridiculous.
We got struck for that, and we had to take it down.
Yeah, and it's not even. Yeah, and the people that we copied that from, if you will, my old friends. I mean, it's not. Nobody got permission from the network, or was it ABC or NBC? That was really. They should not have penalized us for that. That was ridiculous. That's
Right.
somebody else's own
There's
version.
way
Yeah,
too much censorship on
yeah.
YouTube, and
Censorship.
hopefully 2023 will be a better year for everyone in the UFO community and everywhere else, other genres that post content as well. Tonight we're going to. Um, I need to introduce Matt Moniz. He hasn't been around for a while. He has been a fill-in co-host when Tom's not here, and he's an excellent co-host. So welcome, Matt.
Good to
Cheers,
be
Matt.
back. Good to be back. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
I appreciate you guys having me, and luckily I was able to fit you guys in for the night.
Yeah,
Great
and
to be
Matt's
back. Thank-
and Matt's the co-host with Inner Space too. So
Hey,
yeah,
Matt,
and
you
he's on
want
a
to?
show in Boston, right? What is that show you're on in Boston? It's syndicated, right?
Well, Spooky South Coast. We've been on the air going our 18th year now, the end of January.
It's
So
AM.
at AM 1420 WBSM.
Can you say that again, Matt? Like you're on the air. Like let us have it.
You're listening to Spooky South Coast on WBSM AM 1420.
That's it right there.
There you go. That's what we wanted to hear because
Yeah, now say it like
people may.
UFO man. Like here we are on UFO man. It's an end of the year wrap up. Take it away.
All right. And here we are at the end of the year wrap up. UFO Man with Tim and Tom. Now, up to you, Tim. Take us in.
Back to you.
Back to you,
Not
Tim.
bad. Hey, how about a
Gotcha.
toast, man? What?
Yeah, let's
Tim?
do that.
All right, here you go,
Pass
bud.
it over,
Have
Tom.
some of that.
Oh, thank you.
Wow.
Not you, Matt. Yeah.
There
There
you
you
go.
Let me pass it
Bring it
down.
back, Tom.
I'm passing it down to you, Matt.
Oh, thank you.
You got it?
A little more. Yep. Here. Cheers.
All right. Yeah. Give me that bottle back, dude. Give me that bottle. All right. Yep. Nice. Thank you very much. All right, guys. We're on a roll. Yeah.
Yeah,
Matt.
we're on a roll. Anyways, guys, we want to say Happy New Year to everybody before it's actually the new year because we want to make sure everybody knows that we have very good feelings, good vibes, sending all of that your way. And if you get a chance to go out and have a drink tonight or party with friends and family, please do so in a safe manner. We want you to come home safe and sound.
Drink slow, drive slow. That's my motto.
Yes. Okay. So tonight we're going to do a podcast UFO video recap from 2022. So here we go. Gosh. Well, everybody wants to know about Roswell. One thing I want to point out is I interviewed Michael Schratt a few months ago, and he revealed an exclusive sketch that he said had never been shown online before of the last remaining alien survivor from that crash. And here's that photo.
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
Right.
And these are soldiers looking at this being behind a glass panel in a corner, kind of like cubicle.
Well, it is a sketch, and Michael had consulted with me as to the circumstances, and it involved specifically Lieutenant Colonel Marion Magruder, who was with the War College class of 47-48. He was a triple A in World War II. And he described to his sons before passing in 1995 that they were taken, they were on assignment at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Dayton, Ohio. And from all accounts, all testimonies, that's where the wreckage and bodies and the survivor were taken following the crash. So Magruder would tell his sons that they were shown samples of the wreckage, the memory material, the nearly indestructible metal-like, weightless, paper-thin material that you could crumble and crease and fold, and yet you place it down and it would slowly assume its original shape and size, but no sign of any damage. And then they were taken to another room, and the lights came on behind as far as a glass wall, and they're sitting in a chair. When it lifted its head, they were told was the survivor from Roswell. And Magruder would describe how he felt great pity that his heart went out to this being, that he felt as though they were treating it like a caged animal, like a guinea pig, and that it was his information thereafter that it died within just a matter of weeks after their viewing this being. Now, we located the documents that confirmed that Magruder was assigned to Wright-Pat in April of 1948. So he was there, and he was on assignment with the War College. So they were bringing in a lot of people, just trying to get every educated opinion as to what they should do. I always make the comment, gentlemen, that there was nothing in the Army Field Manual back in 1947 of how to deal with this. Crash UFO, crash saucer, that type of thing.
Right.
Fiverr, what page is that on? So, in describing all this to Michael, and in conjunction, we have the scene, as you both know, in the Roswell movie with the Secretary of War, James Forrestal, and almost that telepathic communication with the survivor. You will note, too, that the depiction of the alien is more like the alien in the Roswell movie. Now, I mentioned that because, and Tom knows about this, we have the lone surviving prop of the bodies from the Roswell movie. Now, Paul Davids, the executive producer, he has in his possession the actual animatronic alien, the survivor, within a glass container. It's preserved that way. Whereas the museum, we have the body on a gurney, and we have it within an autopsy scene, that type of thing. But we made sure that with the movie, that there would not be an accurate portrayal of the bodies of the survivor. Now, why do you think we would do that?
Mimic.
To protect.
Well, and it was at a time when most of the witnesses were still alive, and we were working, as I described, for failing the Golden Globe Awards, that we were hot on the trail. We were making every effort to track down and locate each and every one of these people. We had the base yearbook from 1947, so we had over 3,000 names, pictures of who to focus on. It's just a matter of it was back in 47 back in 1989 when we started, and so the Golden Globes was in 94. That it was still at a time that you just couldn't go to a CD-ROM or go online and find these people. You had to actually track them down,
right?
Which we successfully did. And so we made sure that we did not salt the field, so to speak, that we didn't put out anything that potentially would contaminate, lead, or coach potential witnesses.
Right.
And we, on several occasions, had potential witnesses describe exactly that prop at the museum.
Then you know they're not telling the truth.
Exactly. So it wasn't to entrap anyone as much as it was to secure as much control data as possible to then be able to cross-check with information. So what Michael's illustrator did was it's mainly based on the movie. It's not based on the actual eyewitness accounts, and the depiction of the alien being is not even close. It's more like the movie prop. So
Okay, so that sketch I put out just recently in the live here is not accurate then.
no, it's close. It's close, but then it's not close. And one of the things we had worked with Hollywood animatronic expert Mike Hill. And Mike Hill, if you ever saw the movie Total Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger, for example, and those scenes with when they're exposed to the Martian atmosphere,
right,
and they're suffocating and their faces are contorted. He did those prosthetics.
Okay.
The Octopus Man in the one Spider-Man movie. He did the arms, the tentacles.
Cool.
So they were involved as far as in doing as far as all of this prosthetics as far as in these movies. And I had worked with Michael, and the one thing that was always missing based on all the eyewitness accounts is that, and I'm talking specifically about the survivor, that no one ever suggested that we were dealing with anything monstrous, horrible, frightening. The comments over and over again, gentlemen, is that it looked very serene, very peaceful, and as a result, and very nonviolent, very non-threatening. And it's the one thing that was always missing, that our composites, the sketches we would do from the witnesses, was very sterile.
Right.
That picture is very sterile. It's cold.
Like non-emotional.
Yeah. Right. We wanted to create, based on the eyewitnesses, something that would look like you would see it approaching you on the street, and you would not be afraid to walk up to it and shake its hand or engage it. You wouldn't be threatened by it. And we finally captured that.
Now, this information that you got, this is from people that actually, I guess, within that 2 week span, actually interacted with the survivor.
Right, we're involved. One, for example, he was his name was Elazar Benavides.
Okay.
And he was part of an MP unit that had just finished guard duty. And he was in his barracks, and he was told to immediately report to the big hangar, which they called Building 84. Back then it was known as P3. It was a B-29 bomber hangar. And he arrived, and he was issued a rifle. And he described that you could tell that the hangar was under lockdown. The area.
Are we talking this hangar?
Yes. Building 84, B-29, and back then it was called P3. That's exactly the hangar. And you see even the cars are around circa 1947. Well, anyway, the hangar was under heavy exterior guard. He was told to go inside, and then he immediately saw that it was also under guard inside this building. And he noticed vehicles. He noticed a lot of wreckage scattered in an area off to the side of the hangar. And there were a number of gurneys. And they were instructed, he and a number of other enlisted men were instructed to load up the gurneys into the back of an ambulance truck and take them immediately over to the base hospital, which was also on the east side of the base, the Rouse Army Airfield. The first atomic bomb field in the world, the 509th Bomb Wing, first atomic bomb squadron in the world, Rouse Army Airfield. I emphasize that because they were the elite within the military at that time. They were a composite unit where they selected the best officers, best pilots, crew, doctors, nurses. So no question, we're talking about the best the United States military had at that time. So anyway, Benavides is describing how they're loading the gurneys into the back of this ambulance truck. And they were sheet draped, they were sheet covered. And then one of the men accidentally stepped on a corner of one of the sheets, pulling it free. And before he knows it, he's looking face to face with what happened to be under one of those sheets. His immediate reaction was, oh my God, all the rumors about the crashed flying saucer must be true. And here's one of the bodies. And then what just totally floored him to the point that for as long as he lived, he never got over it. The eyes opened. And there he was within inches, face to face. And so those are the types of personal, firsthand accounts we have.
Cheryl Costa might be an alien. Somebody's telling. Okay. Yeah. No, I got the same little things in my hand that turn off the terminals at the store. So we correlate sightings now. Yeah, that's good. I don't correlate sightings. I plot statistics and try to analyze it from a big picture. Instead of looking at one UFO sighting, we decided one UFO, like examining one ant, we decided to examine the anthill.
Question: what was your criteria for sighting? Are we talking CE1, CE2?
Whatever somebody reported.
That include abductions?
There were none in the database.
But they occur.
They occur, but if they weren't in the MUFON or NUFORC database, there was no way for us to look at it. Okay. We dumped the stories. First thing we screen out of the data when we downloaded them, we took out the narrative. We kept what, when, where, what shape, date, state, and time. That's it. That's all we kept. See, a lot of people kept coming to us after the first book came out and said, oh, we want your database. They kept thinking there would be something in there they didn't know about. And I says, it's all out there already. We're just crunching the data. We don't have stories.
So it's basically just bullet form. This is when it happened, time, county, what have you.
Yeah. Now, what we did do is we wrote some algorithms to work with the data into the database. That's why I just can't dump the database and give it to somebody. One, I really don't own the database. We graciously got the stuff from MUFON and NUFORC. And the other aspect was, as my lawyer will tell you, I've got so many algorithms that we designed to help us manipulate the data. It's uniquely ours now because of all the stuff we've augmented. We've added zip code, we've added longitude, we've added FIPS codes. We've done a whole bunch of stuff in there. It doesn't look like the original data, except for the raw information that is marked by either NUFORC or MUFON in the database.
So regarding the raw information, and to Matthew's point, those that were classified as a CE1, CE2, CE3, was there any type of a break?
I didn't see those classifications. That wasn't in the data.
None of it?
Okay.
No,
it's just the report of the time, the place, the location.
And if you were in a CMS system with with MUFON, I simply told them I wanted state, city and state, county if they had it, and it turned out to be useless. But city and state, the time of the sighting, the shape. That was about all we really needed. That's all they could really give us. Was anything we could analyze. There's no classification by C1, CE2, whatever. There's nothing like that at all. Although I was on a program last week with some MUFON investigators, and they did tell me deeper in at the investigator level, there's a little bit of demographic information, and people have been asking me for that. I don't have it. I would have loved to have it. But it was dependent upon the people making the report. And if they didn't fill in their city, they certainly didn't fill in their demographic information. There's a lot of people that seem to think if you're filling out this report, they think the government's looking right back at you, in the computer. Maybe they are, maybe they're not.
Did anything stand out to you that, with regard to the states that have the least amount of activity? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Washington, D.C. is number 51 in the ranking. Rock
Wow.
bottom. On 209 sightings in 20 years. And that told us something. We lived in D.C. We both had 30-year careers down there. Linda's was 40 years down there. Okay. We both had careers that told us something. And it put us on the road to finding out that the sightings happened between about 5 o'clock at night to about 11 o'clock at night, with the peak between 8 and about 10. That's 60 to 70% of the sightings in the daytime are in that window of time. And that said, suburb, bedroom community, unincorporated communities further out, rural townships and villages and things. And we've since we put zip code with everything since then, we've been able to absolutely confirm that. In fact, the books we do for the states, there's going to be a thing in there where we can actually show you what it looks like in your state by hour. And well, you may see a whole bunch of sightings with a major city. Well, let's say take a county. You got this county, and here's the major city and the county seat in the county, and then there's these other zip codes in the county. And if you look at the spread of the sightings spread out over the 24 hours of the day, the major county seat has all this sighting stuff, right? But if you start looking out at these other zip codes that are away from the county seat, almost no sightings during the daytime, but they all congregate after about 5 o'clock at night up to about midnight. Bedtime, dog walking, going out for a smoke, walking the dog, having that last drink out on the deck, coming home from bridge, bowling, the Masons, the VFW, whatever. It's evening time, leisure time activity after dark.
Sure.
My own personal experiences have been absolutely physical in this plane, in this form of existence. What's kind of unique about my case is I was introduced to other people on board, and then we met up later, and we've had other witnesses witness us be physically taken, removed, and physically brought back. Now, the hard part about this is there's also been other cases where it's been they yank the consciousness.
Correct.
Sometimes it's this, sometimes it's column A, sometimes it's column B. There's plenty of cases for both. Now, getting to the cloning, that's something I can talk about because I do cloning for a living in part of what I do. I genetically engineer microorganisms to produce various things. I also work in analytical chemistry, testing the materials once they're done. What they're doing is because they come from a different biosphere, their genetics are different and tuned for where they came from. They are looking to take the genetic materials from this biosphere and blend them together so that they can create a homeostatic type of being that can transcend in be able to involve themselves in both biospheres. May not be able to necessarily live in both of them permanently, but can operate in both in temporary form.
And I absolutely agree with you because, thinking about this is incredible. If they have come from an older universe, because we understand that this universe maybe is a very young universe and, is an expansion of or a process of a part of an older universe, that these beings have come from this older universe and discovered this life form. And I always had this idea in my head also, Matt and Tim, that the Greys themselves were adapting some new life form, some new creation that is able perhaps to explore another universe. We have to take this into account. At the end of the day, I am open to all forms, trust me, of speculation. I will never, ever put myself in a corridor and lock myself in and say, no, this is what I believe, because I think we have to look at a number of theoretical models with regards to extraterrestrial intelligence, whatever you may call them. And I think that makes absolute sense, Matt, what you're saying, because Obviously, they're interested in adapting or creating a new genus. Obviously, here on Earth, in going back into ancient or antediluvian times, tells us surely that we ourselves may have been the product of some type of extraterrestrial intervention. And I absolutely believe that, because I believe that more than the Sunday school version that we've been sold by the system that's programmed each and every one of us. And as soon as you mention this, that famous word comes up, the psychological weapon conspiracy theorist. Well, I mean, most people don't buy that anymore, because a conspiracy is just used as a psychological weapon to turn the finger of doubt upon the opposing mind or the questioning mind. But I agree with you, Matt, that in terms of this cloning process, that much is absolutely evident. That the other idea I had, or a romanticized idea, as it were, is that the Greys themselves had somehow counseled themselves out of the process of creation through the art of replication. If we take ourselves, for instance, as a life form that breeds, produces, my understanding is that we evolved obviously from some form of intelligence. We come from somewhere else. I don't believe that we live and die. I believe that the consciousness, or people call the soul, comes from that realm and ingests into this form, and then we create memories through this life, and then we die. And these reports of people returning to the other side and communicating with their loved ones that they knew on this side as they knew them. What happens to the essence of that consciousness or the soul when it gets into the core unit of the experience, we don't know, but we do know that there is survival. Now, because we are reproducing constantly and creating these memories, is it possible that the Greys themselves, through cloning, have counseled themselves out, that can no longer replicate or create themselves with memories, and they're looking for something that can fill in the spaces, so to speak? Now, my thesis or theoretical idea, and it is just a theory, was a component of the physical and non-physical, because the way I see it is that there are two elements to us. Indeed, I think with all life forms, there is energy and intelligence. And I think that for these beings, fascinating as they are, I all open and aware also of the hyperdimensional hypothesis or older universes, most definitely, but they're after something. And I think and feel that, our understanding of that is still flawed, because the Greys seem to lie to us. They lie. I didn't have any real dialogue with the Grey that was with me. It was more instructions to get up and follow it and to get off where I was. And there was another interesting part to the experience I had, where there was a fully clothed Grey that was very different from the others. I seem to recognize this Grey. I can't remember where, but it was not a pleasant experience, I can assure you. But one of the researchers here in England, Pierre Sabac, he's drawn parallels to that abduction, or a part of the abduction, from the physical to the non-physical elements, and made a key connection between that. I'm not going to go into detail because it's too long-winded, but I was able to remember the experience, whereas most people that have what they call an abduction don't. And I know that I'm a hard nut to crack when it comes to regression or hypnosis. So whether or not I was allowed to remember or recall it, I don't know. It doesn't make me special. In fact, I've got more questions than answers with regards to it. But that is an interesting hypothesis, Matt, and one that, as you as a scientist would know in terms of your research, and I agree with you most definitely. And I have thought about that. That has entered my mind, about them wanting to create a new genus, because maybe to help themselves, or to create a new life form to enter another universe. Who knows? Or to know that we as a species are finished, that we're on the end of the destruction. I hope not, and I'm not pushing out bad news there. But
Right.
if that's the case, then they would be creating a new species that was adapted for another world somewhere else, far from here. Who knows?
Okay, before we start the UFO video recap, I want to thank Matt for the participation as our co-host on UFO Man. He is going to fill in much more, hopefully, in 2023, and you'll see him much more often. Thank you, Matt.
You are welcome. I look forward to coming back.
Yeah,
I'm
man. Good to see
I'm
you.
supposed to read this. Matt is our mad scientist. He really is a scientist and works in Boston.
Hey,
Well,
yeah, if we have a minute.
I
what-
need to correct that.
Oh,
I have
come on,
to-
dude. What do you mean?
I have to correct this every time. People keep calling me a mad scientist. I am not a mad scientist. I am a pissed off scientist. We're a lot more dangerous.
Yeah, you remind
There
a
you
lot
go.
of people of like that guy and like what was that Independence Day?
Wednesday, yes.
He got his hair down and stuff.
Yeah, I have no idea how often I
White
hear that.
robe. Yeah. So listen, so people know who you are, man. What kind of stuff do you work on over there? Because you do a lot of testing on a lot of different things. I mean, I think people would really like to know what you do because it's actually pretty fascinating.
Well, I do a lot. Are you talking in the professional life or in the paranormal?
Yeah,
Are you
clean.
talking in the paranormal aspect? Because I do a lot of testing in the background of a lot of
Yeah.
paranormal things.
Right.
Right,
No,
yeah.
with the, the prime,
This
the
isn't
things
about
that,
me. This is about, we can do another show later. But
no, just quickly. We're already, yeah.
all right. Work in analytical chemistry, molecular biology, and genetic engineering in a biotech up in the Boston area. I make everything from, flavors that you find in big sodas to pharmaceuticals and vaccines. I take we affectionately call them bugs or bacteria, and move their genes around and make them produce various natural chemicals that we want to, and it was known as a fermentation process, very much like you brew beer or various other things. That answer your question?
Yeah, let's take some questions. So who has a question for Matt?
Unfortunately, I cannot respond. I do not have the ability to answer chat.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. I was messing with you a little bit on there.
That's okay, but we can answer for you actually.
Yeah. Matt makes artificial food additives, right? And food coloring. No?
Well,
Was that in vacation or something?
Well, put it this way. All these large companies will come to us and say, we need
this.
Can you engineer a bug to produce this chemical or biological? So, yeah.
All right. So I'll jump in here for a second. So I was in, oh God, where was I? I was in Colorado. And I was with this multimillionaire who was calling Matt because he wanted to do something with extracting THC from plants by using butane because it doesn't burn, right?
Butane definitely does burn.
2 degrees rather than 100 and something degrees. So there was these vats and things and pressure things that do
right. And I forwarded his information to our people that does that kind of extraction stuff. So I was able to help him out.
That's really cool.
Yeah, well, I heard that conversation. I was sitting there having some rum and cokes. I'm like, well, I'm lost.
Okay, I do have a comment.
We need to get back.
Can we talk about UFOs or something?
Yeah. No, I do have a comment from the chat room that I'd like to address.
All right.
Lisa Savoy said, I have been having experiences with a tall gray, around 8 feet tall, wearing a black hooded cloak. And what's interesting about that is the experience I had back in 1996, where I woke up in the middle of the night and there was a black hooded cloaked being blocking our TV set that was on a 6-foot entertainment stand, 6 foot tall, and it was taller than the entertainment stand. That could correlate with what you saw, Lisa. I don't know. I have no clue.
Have her go look up the Starborn. No, the Starborn twins. Believe it or not, that's one of their very earliest memories as kids were the hooded tall, they had both tall and short hooded figures that would come in and take them. And like I said in my story, of those were the twins I was introduced to. So
the Starborn twins.
Yes, Debbie.
Okay,
and
Lisa,
Audrey
check out the Starborn twins. That'd be a good way to go.
Yeah, I don't think Audra's around much anymore. Is she, Matt? It's mostly Debbie.
She moved in with Debbie. She's doing a lot better. That's actually the place where I met Tom. Is their conference.
Yeah,
Experiencer Speak conference.
It was like a retreat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
David
a collection
Altman
of all of
dropped
us
in.
abductees together. which
Yeah, it was.
made for an interesting weekend.
It really was. I still got some pictures from that. Yeah, I can only show them.
By the way, guys, David Altman dropped in.
Oh, no kidding. Hey, Dave, what's up, man?
He says, "Hey, at UFO Man in chat. Happy New Year, David."
Yeah,
Happy one.
New Year. It's New Year's. You with us, Matt?
I'm here. Well, I'm here, but
Yeah.
if you see a turquoise blue light, and all of a sudden I'm not here anymore, I'll be back in a couple of hours.
Oh yeah, that's fine. If they take you for a ride, have them pick up Tom at Mac Daddy's.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that way he doesn't get to see the band and he goes for a ride.
Yeah, they got a good band tonight.
Yeah.
When we leave here, I'm heading over there.
Yeah, okay. So it's good to see everybody in the chat room. We know that it's very difficult on New Year's Eve to hang tight at home and watch live streams, but we're going to play some more entertainment for you. We're going to play a UFO video recap, and then after that we have some fireworks, and we'll wrap it all up and wish you a happy New Year. So
Yeah.
here we
You
go.
better have David Altman in one of these clips. He's in chat right now. He's gonna have your head, man.
Well, right now it's UFO video.
Como
recap.
un cigarro.
I had them last week.
Ahora. ¿Qué se, no se sabe qué? Vimos un ovni. Hija, acabamos de ver un ovni.
¿Qué un ovni?
Un objeto volador no identificado, eso es, hija.
¿Qué unificado?
Que no, nadie sabe lo que es.
I actually know what that is.
What is it?
It's Starlink. When they first launch it, they're all clustered together, and then over time they spread out.
Yeah, hold on a second. Okay, that was over Brazil,
Right.
and
They're going first he does some in polar, then equatorial orbit, because we had the same group going over where we were. The nature of Starlink is all these compact little satellites, and
I've seen them.
so what happens is after they're launched, they slowly expand out into their individual spots in that particular loop of the Earth.
Right.
So when you see that long string of lights, that way you can pretty much identify that with Starlink, especially if you could look at their launch dates. The two will coincide within a matter of hours.
What if the video that I just played was prior to Starlink's launch?
Then you might have something else. But the quality of the video, I have seen that as I know for a fact being a Starlink launch because I was watching it at the time. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Here we go.
Told y'all.
Don't know what these lights are. Really don't. All the guy said was told y'all. And I made sure that I highlighted them and brought them in a little closer.
Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here's a clip coming out of Cottage Grove, Minnesota from my friend Doug Knipe. Check it out, make an assessment, let me know what you think.
Now this is from Sightings on 18 Wheels, who I see is in the chat. So Doug, this is for you. It's holding its shape, Matt.
Yeah, that's a good shot.
Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here's a clip of an unidentified object or objects clustered together in one group above a mountain ridge. Take a look, make an assessment. Let me know if you think it's one object or if you think it's multiple objects.
Okay, I want to stop this for a second. People suggested that it might be a concert with lights going off, but I checked it out. This was in Mexico, okay? And it was not a concert because in the direction of where these lights were filmed, there was no concert venue. There was no rave going on. So whatever this was exactly above the tree line. So take a look and watch this. Cliff C in the chat says it was a customized drone. Possibly, but there was no sound. And
That would be
drones
a
are
big drone too. That's if I'm not mistaken, that looks like it's pretty good size.
Yeah, and drones are really noisy too. Now, this is an orange object over Montana. It resembles the Carlos Diaz orange UFO from 32381, and I'll show you why here in a second, so that you can get a really good look at why I say it is.
I see it.
Do you?
Yeah, I know the picture you're referring to. Yeah, it does look very similar.
Now wait, I got a comparison that I did.
Yep.
It has the same 3 segment of dark areas. I thought it was really kind of unique.
What are your thoughts, Matt?
I think he definitely captured the same thing. Yeah.
Those are unique colors. You don't just from the color alone, you can.
Well, not to mention that their pattern is almost identical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pattern's almost identical. Yeah. This is in Kasakabe, Japan.
I don't know about that one.
Or near Kasakabe. And this looks like a flattened pancake with a red light on the top of it. So when you see it, you'll know what I mean. No sound.
Is it me, Matt, or does it look like that could be CGI?
No, I don't think it's CGI. The only earthly
Hey guys,
explanation
here's a clip coming out of Kasukake.
one of those illuminated dirigibles advertising blimps.
Of 2022.
Well, I thought that too
The
at
exact
one
date
point.
is unknown. When I find out the exact date, I will post it in the comments down below.
I wasn't sure because of the width of it and the point
Right.
that it comes to on the ends.
But my point being is, if it was advertising, you should be able to read what's on it.
Right, right.
Otherwise, you're not doing pretty good. Your advertising isn't too well. But I'm saying only earthly explanation that would come close would be something like
An
that.
advertising blimp. Yeah, I agree. Hi, Nancy. How you
Hey
doing?
guys, it's UFO Man. Here's a clip coming from some drone footage of an unidentified flying object moving very quickly. I've slowed it down 5 times so that you can get a better look at it. Hard to determine what it is. The videographer claims it is not a bird, an RC plane, or another drone.
Somebody suggested it might be the bird of prey plane, the brand new one, doing a test flight, and that it was captured on film by the drone. Because this is drone footage.
Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here's a clip of what appears to be a disc-shaped object
Now wait till I
flying
give you
over the
more
lunar
information on
surface, filmed with a Nikon P1000 digital camera with a 3000 millimeter zoom lens. Take a look, make an assessment, and let me know what you think.
That's remarkable.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. It could be a rock.
No,
Couldn't it?
that's somebody's toy. Look at the symmetry of the dark coloration around it. The other thing is it's coming around. So the perspective of how it's changing what's called aspect to the moon and versus aspect to the camera.
Hey
Yeah,
guys, it's UFO Man.
Hold on.
Here's an
something
unknown
legit.
object with all.
So basically, you think that last one was a legit disc?
I think somebody got a picture of somebody's toy. Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. All right, so here is an unknown object with alternating strobes over Monterrey, Mexico. Alternating strobe lights on the top of the vehicle over Monterrey, Mexico. Now, the one thing I questioned about this when I first saw it is, are these lights on top of a building? And according to what I understand, there's no building right there that's tall enough to have those lights on the top of a building. Because I thought maybe these were searchlights or type of lights you fire off during a party. And according to what I understand, it's not.
Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here's a large object spotted in the clouds over Wyoming on 10/12/2022. It appears to be one object, although it could be multiple objects. Take a look, make an assessment, let me know what you think. This one here, I'm not too sure of, Matt, and I wanted your opinion on that. Let me get it up close again, and I'll talk to you about it. Okay, see, along the edge of the clouds, there are individual lights.
Right.
You can see them. It's not like the edge of the clouds lit up. They're segmented. And then you got this big bar, and then you got a couple of lights hanging out here in space. There's no clouds. So what do you think this might be?
Whatever it is, the light is coming from behind these clouds. So it's beyond further the dark clouds you see in the center. So the clouds are in a sense obscuring what is there. If
Right.
you want an earthly explanation, given that it's a sunset, it may be the sun ray angles coming up reflecting off of other clouds that are further beyond and slightly higher than these set of clouds.
See, that's what Cliff C said in the chat, that it's sunset.
Yeah, similar to how what a sundog is, how the
Right.
sun and the ice crystals. Similar idea. The density of the cloud and the high altitude and low temperature, making the moisture more reflective to the golden color setting sunlight.
Right. The only thing that made me take pause are the two lights that look like eyes that are hanging out in mid space there.
So it's got that Kilroy is here kind of look. If you
Yeah.
little hair on the top of the eyes and the nose sticking over the end of the clouds.
I mean, you can look at looking at the clouds. You can tell it was a stormy something violent was happening as far as weather, and I think that's a cumulus cloud that's further back that's letting a little bit of bleed of light through it. What do you think, Matt? Close?
Bouncing off lenticular clouds above it. Yeah.
Hey, our baller, good to see you. Happy New Year to you. Okay, we're going to continue. Here we go. It was just very interesting because it's not something you see every day.
No.
Oh no, look at this. Look at this. Are you shitting me? What the? This is on land, man. What?
Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here's an object firing a beam of light down toward the ground or ejecting material of some kind toward the ground, dated 10/23/2022. Make an assessment. Let me know what you think. Coming up are 12 still shots run through different colored filters. And as always, thank you for watching.
Wow. Well, first, it's hard to tell if something's firing up or firing down, except that if it was firing up, it's stopping at a certain point, which is
right. It looks like it's ejecting some type of stuff. Now, I was talking to My Flock is Everywhere in the chat a couple of days ago, and I think it was her that suggested that it might be one of those fire planes dropping that red fire retardant toward the ground, or maybe a helicopter doing that. But according to the people that recorded it, no sound. So you would have heard one of those planes, especially with the hills so apparent in the background. You also would have heard the helicopter.
And it was too together. It was too collected to be just something dropping out to extinguish a fire. Is what you're saying? You know, that kind of
right. And it wasn't one like to begin with. It was two. It was the one that was ejecting something, and there was a light farther down to the left. So I don't know what that was. I have no clue. What do you think, Matt?
My own, I work with something, or have worked with something in the past that definitely reminds me of. What you're looking at is plasma energy. Okay. So you've got this object sitting up there, and it's focusing a beam of energy at something on the ground. And as it increases its amplitude of energy, the molecules in that cone of whatever it's aiming at get ionized, and then the particles start to self-illuminate, creating a plasma. Because I use in a thing called an ICP, inducted argon coupled plasma, and it takes a lot of RF energy to generate that kind of reaction in a gas, and you're making the gas turn into a plasma, the fifth state of matter. And what's interesting, if it was a light is instantaneous, one point to the other, and a blink like that. Plasma will travel down the energy beam in a means in which you can see it, and the colors that it generates tells me what molecules are in there by the color.
Right.
It's used in what's called spectroscopy.
So David's in chat talking about a jellyfish. What I'm not quite sure what he means by that, but are you familiar with
It's a jellyfish. He's being facetious.
Oh God,
yeah, that's funny.
I don't know. Did I miss something, or you know?
David Altman said this is on land, is what he says.
Yeah.
And our bowler said just dropping off Bigfoot. Nothing.
Yeah, right. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yep, that's exactly it.
Jellyfish and Bigfoot. Yeah.
Yeah. And Flock says agreed. So here we go.
Next one. Wow. Yeah.
This shows an orb dropping down behind the building and then kind of stretching out. I think it's still an orb, but it's moving so fast. The camera makes it look like it's stretched out. I don't know. What do you think, Matt?
It's definitely it has more of an upside down ice cream cone kind of shape. If you slow it down.
Oh, I will slow it down.
Okay.
This is normal speed right here. There it is right there.
Okay. Flying washing machine tub. I but it's definitely, you're looking at the elongation because of the way the video picks it up. But that's,
well, it looks like two completely different objects.
It's dropping down horizontally.
Right.
Okay. When it drops down horizontally, it's a single lane of pixels coming down. The camera, because it's shorter because it's dropping slower, but as it takes off quicker, all of the pixels can't keep up the rate at which the speed of it is going.
Let's stop it while it's traveling left to right.
You already did.
Have.
See, it's
right
slower.
there. That's
Now it's
practically
taking
square.
off. Think of it like, a tracer bullet. A tracer bullet isn't that big when
That
you're
looks like
videotaping.
it's pretty
It's only
defined
big.
as it travels left to right.
I think it's the camera stretching out the image. I think
Yeah.
it really is the orb still. It's just moving so fast that the image.
You can zoom that in.
Now, I think what
I got it zoomed
David
in
was
at the end.
referring to, as far getting back to the jellyfish, there are these red things called red sprites that happen during an electrical storm, and they do call them jellyfish.
Okay, this is where I zoom in, Tom. Hold on. Here we go. Right there.
Yeah, that
That's
doesn't look
just-
like it's stretched to me.
It is. If you're to, that's about 1.5 pixels in height, and right to left or whatever, because of its direction, each pixel still hasn't discharged its.
Yeah, but it would still vary as it travels a little bit. I don't know. I'm not.
I think that's an artifact of the camera, the capabilities of the camera.
Okay, here's another one. I got to turn on the volume. Hold on.
Significant clip. It will come to a complete stop, rise up, change direction, accelerate off until it disappears. Take a look at this because it seems to me like it could be a credible UFO sighting.
I don't know why I said that, but then again, you never know. You know.
Yep.
It's just amazing how it moved. You'll see it here in a second. We know what you're talking about, David. That's fine. See, it moves up, changes direction.
Yeah.
Look how fast it's going. That's normal speeds.
Okay. So that was clearly a weather balloon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or a reflection off a goose's butt. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah, that's pretty telling. I like that one.
Actually had this referred to some people that were really interested in this footage, and that would be Lou Elizondo and his people behind the scenes. They really wanted to investigate this footage and the metadata and the people that filmed it. So this was referred to them.
Where was the location?
Oh gosh,
Did you say metally?
I'd have to go back.
No, I don't know what it is. It looks like a flying saucer.
Check this one out though first. This is over Moncton, New Brunswick, Canada. This was recently.
Zooming in as close as I can. It's like, I don't know what it is.
Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here's a clip coming out of Moncton, New Brunswick, Canada, of a tic tac or cigar-shaped object.
I said cigar because it's longer than the tic tac, and it looks almost segmented in the middle when you see it from a distance. I don't know what that is.
It's another weather balloon.
Yeah, that's what it is, a weather balloon. Let's rule it out as all weather balloons, everybody.
Okay. Maybe it's mass hysteria.
Está pasando en el cielo de Zitácuaro, que son.
You see that? There are two objects.
Aquí está, miren, la imagen no está truqueada. Estamos aquí en el barrio. Y allí están los. No sé, vamos a ver. Ahí están.
And they're not even moving.
¿Qué son?
They look like
Son dos.
when you zoom in close on these, they
Están ahí
look like
fijamente.
black walnuts. You see what I mean? Almond shape.
¿Qué son? Estoy acercándolo. Mira, ahí está uno.
Papá, ¿qué son?
Es lo que estamos tratando de ver.
Yeah. I'll turn it sideways so you guys can see it better. There
No
we go.
sé,
¿Es un alien?
no sé qué sean.
Are they moving in unison? Does it look like what one does, the other follows, or?
Sitting still, stationary. It was.
Hey guys, will the government ever admit alien life?
Oh, look, there's Matt. No,
Here's a
just kidding.
clip coming from
Older than a shave.
iHub camera, filmed over Houston, Texas on May 27th, 2020. Filmed using a 12 megapixel Dahua fisheye low light CCD sensor. You can barely see the UAP on the midsection of the fisheye in the original clip. But coming up, we will enhance and enlarge. Here's the UAP pulsing in one spot.
Watch
Then it
this.
changes direction, goes downward, makes a hard right angled turn, and several multiple direction changes afterwards. I will play it 2 more times so you can make an assessment and let me know what you think. Please leave your comments below. Remember to share.
Okay, here we go. I play it at normal speed here shortly. This is slowed down so you can see it make the dead stop and the right angle turn. I thought it was interesting because of the right angle turn. I mean, you always hear about UFOs making right angle turns.
Yep.
Here's normal speed. Here's another one. I thought at first this might be a bird, but it wasn't when I zoomed in on it. You'll see what I mean. It almost looks like it has something spinning around the outside. So for a while there, I thought it might be a drone, Matt. See the black around the outside?
Yeah. Yeah. A large quadcopter.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. What do you think?
Possible, but they're only supposed to be allowed to go up to, I believe, 300 feet. Looking at the altitude of the plane is, I would guess, given the size of the other objects, probably, about 10,000 feet.
Yeah, so it's too high.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Here you go.
I saw this video before. This is very interesting.
I adjusted the color so you could see the tendrils coming off of this thing a little better. Silent, 40 feet wide, hovering against a 40-mile-an-hour northwest wind.
So now we
Hey
have
guys,
a starfish to go with the jellyfish.
Something
Yeah,
sticky.
that's the jellyfish. Yeah, this one.
I would call it more a starfish, but all right.
Starfish. Okay, we'll go with that.
It has a drone aspect to it.
40-foot drone. Not, they do have large drones these days. True.
You have to have a lot of money to have a 40-foot drone, especially one that doesn't put out any noise.
Well, that's if they're right about the footage too. You know,
right. That's
we're
true.
assuming that they're correct.
Yeah. Right.
Only because of what the seemingly legs to it on the
Hey,
bottom
guys.
would
Right. Go ahead,
and
Tom.
moving a little erratic.
This is UFO Man. Here's an unusual clip showing two lights entering into the sun and then exiting on the other side. Are they UFOs? Are they a UFO? Or is it a solar anomaly? Unknown at this time. Take a look at it, make an assessment. Let me know what you think.
I don't know what that is, Matt.
It's called the
Flare.
coronal mass ejection.
From the sun.
From both sides?
Yes. Bear
Yeah.
in mind that right now, because of where we're going through in our spot in the universe and the sun having a lot of solar activity, what winds up happening is the sun has these big magnetic fields. It shoots stuff out, and magnetic lines of force bring it right back into the
And it's happening a lot more now than it used to, right, Matt?
Well,
A lot more of it now. Yeah, that's the sun. That's a flare, I think, or a sun flare.
There's a clip coming out of Rio de Janeiro over the water of an unknown object disappearing after it dives down at a slant towards the water.
I used an application to clear it up, and that's what it looks like.
That looks pretty damn good. That looks like looks like one of the old Adamski photos.
Or one
This
of
is
the
UFO
German
Man.
Hanabus.
Here's a black object filmed.
Shoot, I'm going too fast here. Hold on. Go back. It looks like one of the old German saucers in a way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly, right? Maybe a tad Billy Meyer.
The old Vril. That's
the old Vril or Hanabu, right? Yeah, it looks more like a Vril. You are correct.
Which Adamski did have a similar look to his stuff. Yep.
Esmeralda said that is fascinating. And Sasha Loveridge said forced disclosure. All right, here we go. Gotta continue here.
This is UFO Man.
This next one I
Here's
think
a
is a
black
balloon.
object filmed over Roswell, New Mexico on 9/27/2021. Here I've slowed it down by 0.25%. I have also brightened the footage so that you can see it better. There seems to be an energy field around the outside. Take a look, make an assessment. Let me know what you think.
I think it's a balloon, and I've thought about this footage for a long time. It looks like feet on something. Otherwise, I don't know what it is. I have no clue.
Is that what's the normal speed of it?
This is the
it?
normal speed right here.
So
I
it's
never
floating
altered
around, just kind of.
It's going slow. Now, some UFOs that are legitimate do travel slowly. This one here is traveling very slow. I don't know what it is. I have no clue. The first thing I thought when I saw it was, oh, look, it's a microscope. That's what it looks like, kind of. But then I thought, no, maybe it's a balloon and those are feet underneath coming down, some type of cartoon character floating through the sky, but I'm not sure. Anybody have an idea?
How high off the ground was that? Did you know?
Yeah, it was 1,500 feet off the ground.
1,500. Okay.
Okay, this one here is a cube-shaped object that is spinning on its axis.
I'm on Glenstone in Springfield, Missouri. That is a cube spinning on an axis. flickering. It's got lights around it in the middle of the day.
Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here we have a unique object. It is a cube spinning on its axis over Springfield, Missouri on 10/18/2021.
Now, is
There's
that
one point.
stretching or is that actually morphing?
I think it's
Camera
moving.
artifact.
I
Camera
think
artifact.
when it's moving by real fast, it's a camera artifact, yeah. But it is spinning. According to the guy, he saw it spin, and there were lights all the way around it.
Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here we have a clip of a fast-moving disc-like object that disappears into low cloud cover outside of Toledo, Ohio.
Yeah, I don't know what this is either.
I also don't think it's disc shaped.
No, it might be cylinder.
I think it's
Is that what
actually,
you're
you're
thinking?
looking at edge on triangle or square, actually.
Could be. Yep.
Because there are certain points of it where it looks like it has flat edges.
Yeah, where it
Yeah,
tips
I
a little
agree.
bit.
Agree.
It does tip. It's not staying perfectly flat. Like it's almost being affected by the speed of it itself or the wind.
Or the shape of its aspect to the camera changes.
Hi guys, this is UFO Man. Here's a clip coming out of West Texas.
Yeah, this one was interesting to me because it looked like a diamond.
Yeah.
And
That looks like what we saw in Sheffield. It looked like an upside down Hershey's Kiss.
there you go.
Is how we worded it. Yeah.
It looked like that then, Tom.
At one point it did. Yeah. And then it went back to a sphere. It turned like it acted like that. And these rods of light came down almost like, and it went into the water and then it became a cylinder again, a defined cylinder. Interesting.
Well, that correlates then with the footage. I've always wondered if anybody had any sightings like it.
Yeah.
This was captured on CCTV. I do believe that this is a camera artifact as well. But then again, I had to slow down the object for you to see it. It was in the trees and it moved by real quick. Whether this is a bug or something else, I don't know. So I'll need your analysis there, Matt.
All right. Getting back to the other object that you had put up before, my personal opinion is it's a high altitude balloon.
Oh,
Hey,
the
guys.
diamond?
Yeah. But yes.
Yeah, it could be a weather balloon.
I don't mean, because I've got several photographs. If I pull one up here,
I've seen them. I know what they look like. Yeah, that's very close to that. Yeah. Okay, this next one though, I want you to look at.
okay.
Come on. All right. Yeah, W. Decker, that's what we think too, that it's probably a weather balloon that is lit up by the sun or something.
Yeah.
This here is an artifact to the camera, I think. It was picked up on CCTV. I actually had to slow it down by 0.25% so that you could see the object. Oh, I guess I slowed it by 0.50%. Here you go. I don't know.
Very different.
I think that may be actually a reflection off it's double panes of glass. And so I'm getting what it may be is a vehicle driving off
Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here's
Hold
a
on,
clip
please
coming out of
stop.
Washington.
It's a vehicle driving off and what?
Driving off into the distance. As the car drives away, it's reflecting off the 2 panes of glass as it goes by.
Could be.
Again, possible camera artifact.
Right.
This looks interesting.
Washington, D.C., dated 12/11/2020, of what appears to be a rounded off cube shape with a hole in the center. This was reported to MUFON and is still under investigation. The object is unknown at this time as to what it is. Make an assessment. Let me know what you think.
A flying donut.
Yeah.
No, interesting shape. It's interesting because some of the earlier reports were of donut-shaped UFOs.
Right.
With the hole in the center, like Maury Island incident and things of that nature.
Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here's a clip coming out of Brazil, dated 11/27/2020. I know this is an older clip, but we needed to take a second look at this. It appears to be a silver disc reflecting light to the left-hand side of the frame. The sun is to the left, so it is an appropriate reflection. It appears to be traveling on its own accord under self-propulsion.
Yeah, I like this one because the light is coming from the left and it's reflecting off the left-hand side of it. So that seems appropriate reflection, but I don't know what it is. Any thoughts, Tom?
Yeah, that one's interesting too because that's kind of hard when they pull in really tight. It's hard to see how high up they are, what's around them to get a feel, a good feel, of distance and size. But yeah, that's interesting. I like that one.
Nancy Volker said it's a classic disc.
Yeah.
Snoopson 101.
Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here's a clip coming out of Barcelona, Spain, filmed on November 11th, 2021. Fast moving, traveling toward the northeast. Appears to be either a Tic Tac or some type of white oval vehicle. Coming up, I have footage that has been enlarged by 0.50%, the color boosted, and also coming up are 4 still images that I've run through different colored filters and enlarged or diminished the size so you can get a better look at it and make a good assessment.
I don't know. I like that one too. I think that's something. Yeah.
And it flies in front of the tower. So that should give you an exact measurement of how big it is.
Yep.
Right.
Because we know the dimensions of the tower. We can get those dimensions.
Yeah, we have some references. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that too.
I mean, we all know clearly it's Venus because anybody can tell. Did you see all the clouds out there? It had to be.
Here's a mind-blowing clip. Yeah, it had to be Venus. Okay, here you go. Of Saturn showing a massive UFO entering in from frame right and going to the left. It appears to be flying into the rings and then flying out on the other side of Saturn. Into space. Check it out, make an assessment. Let me know what you think. It's
Now
not a
that is
moon.
traveling at some serious speed right there. If
You sure that's not
really
a moon?
Saturn? That thing is going about
because,
100,000 miles an hour.
The planetarium that actually filmed this, that I got permission to use this footage from, verified that it was not a moon, that it was flying out into space.
Wait a minute. It's coming in and then hooking off the top of the pole and changing.
Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here's a clip
on a
coming
second.
out of Mexico.
Can you back that back up? Do you mind
I
backing
will.
that up, Tim?
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
Coming in from the right of the screen at the pole of
It
the
appears to be
planet.
flying into the rings and
Hold on a second. What the heck?
Vikings. There's somebody.
That's
like,
weird.
Yeah.
I accidentally switched my video. Hold on. I got to bring up a different video. Hold on a second. Sorry, guys. Made a mistake.
That's all right. We all make them.
Yeah, I can bring it back up. I know where I was.
Hey, Matt. So I'm guessing the way that it was moving around Venus like that, 100, 200,000 miles an hour?
You mean Saturn? Yes.
What'd I say?
A lot faster. You said Venus.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's inner solar system. Saturn's outer solar system.
Right, because that was moving.
Yeah, that was definitely moving very fast.
Okay. Let's see. I think
There we
it's
go.
the next one.
Yep.
Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here's a mind-blowing clip of Saturn showing a
It's coming in from space, hooked around the North Pole, and came back at a 45-degree angle from where it came from.
So it covered the distance of Saturn in a second.
Yes. Yeah, Saturn is very large compared to Earth. Like I want to say it's something like 25 times.
Oh, that's crazy.
Far more than that of Earth.
Yeah, they said the object was like 25 times larger than Earth. The object that's passing Saturn.
Yeah. Whatever it is, it's big.
Guys, it's UFO Man. Here's a clip coming out of Mexico of a military training exercise with a helicopter. You can see an object flying underneath it and off to the left.
Hmm.
It's a small object moving very fastly. Could it be a drone? Could be. But generally, most militaries don't let you operate drones in their proximity unless they're the ones in control.
Right. But I thought if it was a drone, it might get sucked up into the wash of the blades.
I think that object is further behind the helicopter. I don't think it went directly under it.
So I'm guessing that's about maybe 3 feet wide, round.
2.5, yeah, 3.
Okay, I'm going to talk about this one. This one here reminded me so much of what I saw in Chatfield with 11 other people that this is why I posted this footage.
Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here's a clip coming out of Sao Paulo, Brazil, dated January 23rd, 2022, of an oval object that appears to have living plasma or maybe morphing plasma within the confines of the object itself.
Yeah, that's what I saw, was rectangular shaped objects with rounded corners with living plasma within the confines of each object. It was so much like this. It was amazing.
And we've talked about the same thing with that Berkshire's UFO incident we were involved in. The round sphere that looked like it was turning and rolling inside, like it was an orange and like it was almost moving. So that's very, very much in line with what we saw.
Okay, here we
I think,
go.
I think that's a pretty common
8 of them.
object to spot. I think I hear a lot of people that claim they've seen this orange ball, the orange reddish ball with that
Right.
movement inside. It seems to be fairly common.
And if you see my original intro, the one with the Roswell disc at the beginning, I do have the orange ball by the aircraft carriers. And that's what's being seen by the aircraft, by the Navy out on the aircraft carriers quite often. Here we go.
Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here's a clip coming out of Louisville, Kentucky of 8 objects, unknown as to what they are.
Right now there's
There are
7,
no
but there are
plumes,
8.
so it doesn't indicate flares. And they stayed for approximately 1.5 minutes.
And one light would go out and then another one would turn on.
Huh.
Alien Outlaw says that one is cool.
Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here's a clip coming out of New Mexico of 3 disc-shaped UFOs escorting a military plane.
Okay, I'm going to say this. When I made this video, I said 3 disc-shaped UFOs. Now, I was using the term UFOs loosely because UFOs mean unidentified flying objects. Does not mean alien vehicles. So, in this case, they could be drones escorting this plane. So, take a look at it. Here we go.
Again, unless that's some special, flight. Again, like Matt said, there are laws. You can't operate drones near a commercial airspace.
Unless they're
Certainly not that
military
close
drones.
to a plane, and that plane's probably going around 300 miles an hour right now.
Unless those are military drones escorting it.
I can't imagine why.
If I was to speculate, if they're traveling with the plane and them being drones, how are we not to discern that the plane is actually controlling the drones? There's some controller on board that is having these things fly with them.
Then again, to stay in air, that plane has to be going a minimum of 300 to 700 miles an hour.
I count 4.
Those drones are going 300 to 400 miles an hour. That's a pretty fast drone.
Yeah, there's one to the right of the plane's tail.
Yeah.
And then there's one to the left of the plane, or 3 to the left of the plane. There are 4 objects.
Correct.
One is flying really close to the wing.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe the plane is the one in control. And yes, Tom, you're thinking the quadcopter type of drones. There are other drones.
There's lots of different types of drones. I'm just saying that 300 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Well,
we have drones. The joint base that I live outside of is where they do training for unmanned aircraft that are called drones.
Yeah,
and these things are jet powered and they fly supersonic. Some of them can fly supersonic.
But can they maintain altitude and stay alongside a jet like that?
Yes. They have some that I've seen flying around in this area. They're small delta wing type of drone, and they are jet powered.
I don't know.
Powered,
I don't know if I buy the guy in the plane is controlling that. I don't know.
I'm just saying it is a possibility. I know they do it around here.
You don't know for sure, right? So anything's possible.
Well, I know that's what the base does there, and I know a couple of people that are responsible for some of this technology out there.
Yeah,
because they live out here with me. Yeah, trust me, I know that the technology does exist.
What kind of plane are we talking about? Is it a military plane? Is that a prop plane?
Yes. No, that is a jet.
Okay.
That does look like a jet.
And yeah, an older jet, but it is a jet.
Very similar to DC-10 or an L-10.
Yeah. Right.
Big bulky thing.
Yeah.
Got a comment in the chat room. It says Tom is based as hell.
Yeah, well, thanks. See, Matt, you didn't get one of those.
Yeah, I did. I got it before you.
No, you did not.
Yes, you did.
Did
And
he settle it?
I can put it up and prove it. Here it is. Yeah. Matt is based as hell.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Forget it. I don't want to talk about it anymore. There you go again. Now, does that or does that not look like it was flying the plane?
That is some weird shit.
These are pilots talking.
Bolivia 2735, contact Ho Chi Minh 120.7, good day. Ho Chi Minh 120.7, good day, Bolivia 2735.
Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here's a clip coming out of Hong Kong, dated 11/24/2021, of 12 unknown lights flying at an altitude of 33,000 feet, filmed from a passenger jet. Take a look, make an assessment, let me know what you think.
33,000 feet, Matt.
Yep.
This was thought to be a very credible piece of footage. No one had an explanation for it.
Now, again, that looks like what we saw moments ago, correct? Very similar, Matt. Would you not agree?
Yeah.
Okay.
With the one you're talking in Louisville, Kentucky, filmed at night? Yeah.
No, the one with the one just before this.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Okay. Three to four in the line.
It's like one light goes out.
Basically the same distance apart from one another.
Yep. And they keep doing that until they disappear into the clouds. Then they're gone. Here it is against the dark cloud filters so you can see them better. W. Decker says military drones. They did test with C-130s acting as a drone mothership that can launch and land on the plane. That would be the film prior to this.
Yeah. Looks like they're playing leapfrog. The tail end Charlie dims out, zips past the front of the others, lights up, and they just keep leapfrogging each other like that.
Right, it's really weird. Here's a black dart disc UFO over Sao Paulo, Brazil, 12/18/2021. It's almost like a wedge.
Yeah, that upside down look again.
Or even a triangle, maybe.
Tá andando. Tá caminhando. Devagarzinho.
There's a lot of footage out there these days.
This is great footage. I like this one.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, UFOs. Oh my God. Oh my God. Look at that.
That
I'd
almost
say
looks
that
like
is-
a
that
reflection of
isn't
something, doesn't it?
Starlink.
Looks like a reflection, doesn't it?
Oh my God.
He's seeing it out his car window.
Oh my God. Oh my God. What is that? What is that?
Not a reflection if it goes behind the building.
Goes beyond the trees too.
What is this? What is this? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, UFOs. Oh my god. Oh my god. Look at that.
Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here's a clip coming out of Mexico of 4 objects traveling to the northwest at a high rate of speed.
Very high rate of speed.
On 1/12/2022, they appear to be changing formation shape, going from a curved arc into a triangular pattern. Check it out, make an assessment, let me know what you think. I've run it through several colored filters so you can get a better look at the objects. Coming up are several still shots, 7 in total, that'll give you a better look at the objects individually and as a group. Make an assessment, let me know what you think, and as always, thank you for watching.
They're definitely moving.
Moving fast because those dots in the background
Or
are
stars.
stars.
Yeah.
And these are the individual lights that I focused on.
They're flying in what is known as reverse echelon.
Yeah, that was good footage.
Now I got to explain this one when I show this one to you. This is over Orangeburg, South Carolina. The red lights people thought at first were coming from one of those towers, but it's not. The red lights will move with the object on the left.
Holy
Like they're following it, trailing it.
Yep. What the hell is that? And then they'll both disappear.
I think I can identify the trailing lights. That's a helicopter.
Us?
Yeah, that's us. That's a helicopter.
Yeah.
And helicopters that fly over my house every 30 minutes.
Wait till you see the other thing, though.
That
Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here's a really awesome clip coming out of Orangeburg, South Carolina, of a multi-lit UFO being followed by
There's a red light right in the middle.
red lights.
I checked with the guy to see if there were any FAA recognizable navigation lights on that. And he said no.
it looks
They're
like
just-
helicopter strobes to me because they, like I said, they fly over my house all the time because.
Oh, the red ones, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm talking about the white one to the left.
That's not no.
That's something else.
Yeah. And it was enough that I believe, sent up a copter to look at it, and it was following it. That's what I get from it.
Now I compared these because my friend Doug Knipe, Sightings on 18 Wheels, who is a trucker and is out filming these things, he filmed this over Cottage Grove, Minnesota, of whether it's Starlink or something else. It has that segment on the back end, just a little segment and then a dot. And so does the ECETI ranch footage, has a little segment and then a dot, but the rest of it's solid. So
just compare the dates of when this was recorded, and Musk has all of the dates that they launched listed, so you should be able
Okay.
to look up You know,
We'll definitely look into the dates.
Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here's a clip coming from the International Space Station showing 3 fast-moving black objects passing the forward-facing window on the station. Take a look, make an assessment. Let me know what you think they are. Are they TR-3Bs or something else? Coming up are some enlargements and some still shots.
Here's 1, 2, 3. One of the 3 black objects passing the ISS. I don't know what they were, but
window on the station.
I'll
Take a
play
look,
it one
make an
last time.
assessment. Let me know what you think they
It's
are.
kind of a fast clip.
Are they TR-3Bs or something else? Coming up are some enlargements and some still shots.
That's actual speed.
Yes, actual speed. Mm-hmm.
Going too fast for a satellite. Jeez.
would also be too low of an Earth orbit for a satellite generally.
This just tripped me out.
Exactly.
This just tripped me the fuck out, dog. Oh, what the? Dog, hell no.
That shit had a baby. Hell no.
Had a baby.
Hey, now I'm kind of. This is weird. Look at this shit. I'm at work.
This is over a power plant.
Our orb dropped out from underneath. It just
And there's 1 orb to the left and 2 to the right.
What the fuck is that?
What kind of power plant?
Dog, this shit is bright as fuck, but you
Dog,
can't
we
tell in the
watched
video.
Electrical power
Dog,
plant.
they're dropping these niggas are
Powered by.
Look at
Water.
this shit, dog.
Okay.
Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here's a clip coming out of Gila Bend, Arizona, of 2 to 3 bright white yellow objects with an orange haze around the outside. Make an assessment. Let me know what you think and leave your comments below.
It's the end of that one, but here's one that's really cool. I think a plane flies by this one. Yeah.
Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here's a clip of a cylinder UFO flying over Las Vegas, Nevada, filmed on March 18th, 2022.
Now this one here, I originally thought was a banner, but I couldn't see any plane to the right of it.
When did this occur?
This one here,
Yes.
last summer.
Whether they're every single one of those buildings has cameras on their roofs.
Oh, so you can check with your buildings.
Yeah.
It's an idea.
Well, it's what I do
Watch
around
this
here.
though. You see that thing? It goes up over the mountain and then drops down.
Yep.
Watch. Goes over the mountain, then it drops down.
Yep.
Goes right over Trump Towers in Las Vegas. That's where it is.
Now, you know there's a military base right there, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Just saying.
Well, I know there's a military base. There's a major military base there. It's
What's
just over the
coming
mountains. There's Area
from
51.
outside of Dusseldorf, Germany, dated March 15th, 2022, of an unknown object. This object was said to be circular in nature, revolving around its own axis, and had unknown lighting pattern that does not match up to any type of conventional aircraft. Check it out, make an assessment, let us know what you think it
I
might
think
be. In
that
my
the
opinion,
flashing is
it
almost
is
conventional.
a
Yeah, plane.
disc-type vehicle. Take a look. Coming up, we're going to have some still shots, and because it's so bright, it's very difficult to discern the actual shape of the craft.
Not enough to go on, really, but it does.
Leading
You're
into
right,
the
Tim.
fact
When
that
they
this
flash like that, it almost looks like that,
there's
you know,
no sound
commercial flight.
I'll record
Except I don't think
any
it's a
of this
plane
video.
because there's no red and green light.
So,
Yeah.
if you like
That's
the
why
video,
I'm saying
hit
it's
that
not
like button
plane.
and
I don't know
subscribe.
what it
Remember to
is.
share us out to your
Unless
social
they turned
media
off the red and
platforms.
green light.
And
Could
as
be.
always, thank you for watching.
You know, I'm always looking for the truth.
Well, man,
so
here's a clip coming out of Woodford Green, London, England, dated 9/15/2021.
this is cool.
An object that is rotating counterclockwise and dropping down toward the tree line. Make an assessment. Let me know
Kind
what
of
you
like
think
a
it
falling
is.
leaf.
Coming up, I would have enlarged the footage and
One of the most common descriptions of UFO sighting in a falling leaf manner.
always, thank
Right.
you for watching.
That's why I think this footage is really good. Because it's coming down like a falling leaf.
What the f is that?
It's Tom with his Jetson car.
I just find it kind of interesting that, you know, if they don't want to be detected, why make it, you know, why light up? You know, it's not as if they need that. You know, why bring attention to yourself?
I personally believe that the reason why they light up is they're saying, hey, we're here. You
We're
can't
here.
do much about us.
Yeah, well,
You know,
then just
because
show yourself in the afternoon. You know, hover
Well,
over the 5 in Los Angeles during, you know, 5 o'clock traffic.
somebody I interviewed recently with you, Tom, said that if it was exotic American technology,
Nuts. It's not an airplane or
it wouldn't
anything
be
like
lit
that.
up. They'd want to hide
It's just sitting there, twinkling like it's kind of twinkling.
it. This is during fireworks, but this
I have no
object
idea what
stays
that
in one
is.
spot.
What is that?
Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here's a clip coming out of Pennsylvania of a flickering object or objects, unknown at this time as to whether they're multiple lights or one specific vehicle. Take a look, make an assessment, let me know what you think down below. Coming up are 6 still frames for you to take a look at. And as always, thank you for watching.
I have no idea what that is.
Flares?
But there's no plumes. And they're kind of clustered together in a group.
What is that?
Now I'll show them up close because I'll zoom in on it. I don't know. What do you think, Matt?
If I was looking for a prosaic explanation, I would say a group of Chinese lanterns lit off because that's what they do during holidays and
right,
very specific
Right,
events.
but Chinese lanterns flicker, and these weren't flickering.
Right. Well,
Here's
they're
a
moving around
strange object coming out of Israel.
Right, hold on. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I mean, it could be. I was saying, if I was looking for a prosaic explanation, it's not detailed enough to give anything definitive other than we got lights in the sky
that are falling.
Yeah.
Of a multi-tendril
This is from
shaped
Israel, out of
object
Israel.
with weather.
Yeah, we saw that earlier.
Light on top.
No,
Check it
this
out.
is a different one.
Well, different video, same object.
Right.
That's what
That's
you're
what I
trying
get
to
from
say, Tom?
That's what it looks
This
like,
one,
correct? It
this
has
one
the.
has the light on top, though.
It looks very similar to the other one, which is actually is a good thing because it's obviously
Corroboration.
if it's not the same footage, then it is something because you'd have it being filmed in two different locations.
Right. Flock, you have to stay around for fireworks.
What do you think, Matt?
Definitely some sort of physical object.
An Airbus just flew over and they saw this boomerang-shaped object with the green, white, and orange light at 40,000 feet.
And where was this?
Can't remember where it was, but it's over the U.S.
Yeah, Hudson, Arizona, where they spot a lot of the triangle.
Вот
Could
оно.
be. This is over
Вот
Russia.
опять к нам летит.
You have to watch the whole thing.
Тихо,
to hear
тихо,
what the
блин, он
boy
не хочет
says.
фокусироваться, как назло.
Saying they don't know what it is.
Вот летит и светит. Летит и
Look at the
светит.
light.
И не фокусируется на нем. Все по классике.
What is that?
Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here's a clip coming out of Nizhny Novgorod, which is a large city on the Volga River in western Russia. Filmed on February 1st, 2022, appears to be a large ball of light moving in front of the trees over a field just outside the city.
And it's casting a light on the field too.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. And then it seems to land. And the people that are real close to it can't tell what it is.
Correct. Non по-русски. Нет.
Now that's almost identical to what we saw in Sheffield. That ball of light that at one point took the shape of an upside down Hershey's Kiss, fired a couple of rods, and went back into that white sphere, just like that. Car engulfed in light. Talked about it a million times. Very much like that.
Cool. So we got some
Well,
footage
I
of
don't know.
possibly the same craft.
Or
Almost identical.
technology is the same.
Looks a little bigger than what we saw.
Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here's a clip coming out of Moscow, Russia, dated February 13th, 2022, of what appears to be a ring-shaped object that seems to be spinning vertically. It is traveling against the southwest wind at 25 miles per hour. What it is unknown at this point. It has been.
Okay, it's spinning counterclockwise and it's moving against 25-mile-an-hour wind. That's one of those donut UFOs we were talking about earlier, Matt.
Yep. That is definitely unique.
The donut.
Well, it's definitely artificial. It's nothing natural.
Sasha says it's a chocolate donut.
I like the way she thinks.
It could be a glazed chocolate donut.
Chocolate donut.
Happy New Year to you too, Cable Guy. Thanks for the new membership.
Man, here's a clip coming out of Buenos Aires, Argentina, dated April 28th, 2022, of two objects that appear to be boomerang shaped. They sit in the sky for a short period of time, then they move off in tandem and disappear in the length of one frame. Take a look, make an assessment, let me know what you think.
At first, I thought these were reflections, but I saw them moving independently, like right there. You could see them moving. Then when they pass it, they're gone. But what's interesting is the night footage that was captured on the same day by a journalist crew that will corroborate this sighting. Okay, watch this. Thanks, W. Decker. Glad to have you on board as a new member. Welcome to the journey.
That's strange.
Boomerang object filmed over Buenos Aires the night of April 28th by a local news journalist. And that's the one during the day.
Hey guys, it's UFO Man. Here's a clip coming out of Guadalajara, Mexico, dated June 19th, 2022, of what appears to be a cross-shaped object. Take a look at it, make an assessment, let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below in the comment section.
I got to say something about this. I actually photographed two photos over Chatfield, Minnesota, broad daylight, of a cross-shaped object that looked just like that, but in broad daylight against a blue sky. Don't have the photos right now, but if I can get them from my ex, I will show them online. But I did photograph this same object. That's why I brought it up in the review. Now, I thought this might be a drone because of the way it's positioned. You know, you got your forearms, but I don't know. What do you think, Matt?
It looks too big given the distance that this seems to be photographed from. If it's a drone, it's a very large one.
Odd-shaped drone.
Yeah, and it's also very far away. So that would make it fairly large.
I'll show some close-ups here toward the end of this one. Okay, here are the close-ups. This is over Montello, Wisconsin.
China, in about 8 years ago.
Now that's
maybe
interesting.
more. You know the ones I'm talking about, right, Tim?
Yeah.
That's almost
thinner.
identical to the
thinner
one
with the light coming down
it's a
from the
different
sky.
perspective. The one in China is a different angle. This is showing, there were several other photographs that do show it exactly like this.
Right. This makes me think that it's tipped up a little bit. Like instead of being flat like this, it's tipped up like this.
Yeah.
And the red lights up top could either be windows of an upper structure That's what I was thinking.
Well, it
But I
has
don't.
the same beam coming down to the ground. It has the same orange lights, the same underglow as the one in China. And I've got a comparison of these two photos, not on this current computer, but my other computer at work. And they pretty much line up. If you size them and overlay them, all the orange lights do match up.
And what was that? What year are we talking about?
This was June 13th, 2022.
No, the one
The
he's
ones
talking
from
about,
China were like I would say
2009 to somewhere around there.
yeah,
Okay.
2009, 2008.
So a decade
I wrote
apart.
an article about it in Fate magazine for them back then when it happened. So
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's around 2009.
And Kurt Russell actually filmed one going over as well that looked like this.
Yep.
Kind of. So they are around. This was accidentally caught because the guy was taking still shots of the Milky Way over his house at about 10:30 at night. And he got 3 shots in a row of this object going over his house. So it's very interesting. Okay, here we go.
Nice.
All right. Happy New Year, everybody.
That's awesome.
So that is our presentation for this evening. I do want to play something here because Tom Reed is my sponsor for the channel. So here we go. So if you haven't gotten your tickets, please get your tickets. After tonight, tickets go up to I think 119.
Yeah, 125 actually. And I think people need to realize too, Matt's part of UFO Expo. So are you, Tim. You're going to be
Right.
there. And that is actually a video that was made in the last 24 hours for YouTube, for the Roswell marketing team. So you saw it here first.
Yep.
We're pretty excited about it. I want to ask you, everyone in chat too. Like we saw a lot of images, and there were a couple that stand out to me. And what do they think? Those that are still on was the most compelling. There were quite a few. I like that round ball, if you will, that sphere that looked large, was casting a light on the ground, because that was very much like what we saw in Sheffield, Massachusetts. The orange one with the colors inside, I remember seeing something like that personally. So that
Same
was
here.
right. Some were hard
And
to.
the one over Montello, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
That to me was a really good piece of footage.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. What did you think was the most compelling, Matt?
Well, obviously the one in Wisconsin, like we just referred to, because like I said, I had done another article about the Chinese UFOs.
Right.
So it's not the first time that I've seen that image, and we know that it seen on the other side of the world. So
right. Yeah, that was a still though, correct? That was just a still.
Yes, several stills, and there were, I believe, 2 videos actually taken in the one in China.
Okay, I'd like to see that. Yeah,
they're available on YouTube. You can find them on the net.
All right. So any feedback?
Everybody's saying that it was a great show, and thank you for the fireworks. And we want to thank everybody who was participating in the chat tonight. I know it's hard to stay home and not go out and have a cocktail or two or a beer or whatever and go dancing and having a good time, but you still have some time. So get out there and celebrate the ball dropping and have a very happy and safe new year from all of us on the live stream. We wish you a happy new year and a good evening.
Drink slow, Jack.
Okay.